Guys, we have got Southampton at the weekend and it's time for a preview. I have got Mac, Howson, Drinkwater, the dream team. They're with me. We're going to talk about the game. How are you doing, lads?
Yes. Good. What are you doing here?
I don't know, mate. They've trusted me to do this. Basically, I wanted more jobs, so I killed Sam. He's getting too much attention on this channel, so I've got him.
Well done.
Right.
About time.
So, the first question that I've been asked to ask you all is, against Southampton and in general, are we concerned about the performance or the result? What's your priority?
We need to get top 4 this year, so you've got to be concerned about the result. However, with what's been going around the press recently, there are suggestions, not saying that it's true, there are suggestions that Louis van Gaal may walk at the end of this season. If that was the case, then definitely we're concerned about the result more than anything, because it means that the next man who comes in is in the Champions League, which is absolutely vitally important. I think this year, as much as I've said in the past that I want to see us playing sort of I know it's got to the stage of cliche now, but a Man United style of football, I think that next season there is a chance of Louis van Gaal not being in charge of us. So I think that this year, let's just get that top 4, the next man that comes in, take advantage of all these great young players that Louis van Gaal's brought through, and potentially take United to the next step.
So do you think then, obviously the priority is top 4, so you need the results, but if we get top 4 and just top 4, not really challenging for the title, does it then need to be next season, the performance has to be better? Or would you be happy having another season of getting the top 4 with just 1-0s, scraping by kind of thing?
I'm never happy when we just get in the top 4. Every season, you want to win the league, regardless of where you were the season before. I know that sounds a bit probably naive. I'm always an optimist in that sense, but that's not saying I think we can win the league right now. But you always want to win the league. I never want to say, next season, I hope we go for the top 4 again. That's bullshit. I want us to win the league. Even if we finish 10th this season, next season, I want us to try and win the league.
And we're a big enough club.
Problem for me is that the results haven't really been coming. Yes, we beat Liverpool, which was a big result for me, because if Liverpool beat us, I think they would have went level on points with us. They would have built some confidence. And then we're looking over our shoulders rather than looking ahead at Spurs, who are 2 points ahead of us. So the result was massively important. We never had a performance at Anfield, but Anfield's a place where we rarely go and smash them off the park. Last season was enjoyable when we did that, but we very rarely go there, dominate the game, and play amazing football and do them. So just to get the victory at Anfield was the one. Against Southampton at home, against your West Hams, your PSVs at home, that's where you want to see both a performance and a result. And I think Manchester United need to do that this weekend. The pressure's on Louis van Gaal. I don't know about these rumours, whether it's true or not, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was true, because Louis van Gaal, I think he's got his problems, he's got his faults, he's made his mistakes, but I don't think all the issues at the club at the moment are down to him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's upset with people around him, if he's upset with the pressure that's on him, the media, etc., and he's just call it a day and retire. So I wouldn't be surprised if that did happen and he wouldn't have a sacking on the end of his career.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Louis van Gaal. I don't think he would want to be sacked. I think he's got that sort of arrogance to him where he would want to walk and be able to say, I ended my career like this, these are the reasons, all that kind of stuff. Howson, we're playing Southampton.
Should have beat Liverpool and dropped the mic and just walked off.
Howson, what do you want to see? Do you want to see results or performance against Southampton? Would you be happy with a 1-0, or are you getting sick of that?
Performance with no result leaves you with Arsenal or Everton. Whereas after December, I'd be quite happy to just go with results, in all honesty, because we got to just get over that December. We had a really good start to the season. Well, a relatively good start to the season, I'll say. Which everyone's completely and utterly forgot about now. I'd like to just go back to just putting some results together, because if we can put 4 or 5 wins together, we'll be right in the mix. And I'm not saying that we can go and win the league, because I think that's, although there's a chance of that, it's such a small chance. It's like 1 in 50 or 1 in 100 chance of that actually happening. I would just want to see us look like we can challenge. And like Gaz mentioned earlier, if Louis van Gaal is going to go at the end of the season, and there's a lot of talk suggesting that he might do, then he's just got to provide a platform for the next guy to come. Last season, his remit was to get us back into the Champions League. He did it. This season, I think it was to build on that, to add some quality to the squad and look like we can progress. As long as there's progression, everyone's happy. Now, there seemed to be progression until December. And now December looks like it's undone a lot of the work, and we're sort of restarting again a little bit.
Well,
if he goes, we're going to have to restart again. So I just want to see us get into that Champions League, finish this season on a relative high, get some of these young kids some games and develop them for whoever comes in next, be that Giggs or be someone from the outside.
Well, talking about young kids, giving them some game time, Wayne Rooney. What do you think? He's a young'un, isn't he? Very quickly, Wayne Rooney's obviously been criticised, is a subject of a lot of talk. Do you think with someone like him, it's a dip in form? Is the class permanent? Should he be staying in the starting lineup like he is? What do you think?
I said on the last preview before the Liverpool game, and I still stand by it, that he's not yet done it for long enough to necessarily say Wayne Rooney's back. And, you know, to say that Wayne Rooney's back after a few good games would be the same as saying that Chris Smalling's absolute dog crap after like a few bad games. Like, both just don't make any sense in my opinion. I think that he's in good scoring form, and maybe with a player like Wayne Rooney, that mentality to actually be a bit more positive about the situation may help him out a lot. Obviously, I would love it now if Wayne Rooney went on to just continue this for the rest of the season or for the next few months. That would be absolutely fantastic. And now he's getting to the end of his career. You know, we've already seen now the runs are getting shorter. He's not making as many of them. He's basically looks like he's about 5 years older than he actually is. You know, it's pretty obvious now that he's coming to the end, but he's getting very close to breaking them records. And hopefully, if he carries on this form, ends on a high, breaks a couple of records, then that'll just be a fantastic way for Wayne Rooney to go out. And I know that I was thinking about this morning. A lot of people will say that, you know, there was transfer requests that he handed in, even though I stand by that he only actually handed one in. People will slag him off for things like that. But for me, I don't think there's any way you can say that Wayne Rooney isn't a Man United legend. So obviously, in that sense, for me, growing up with a player like that, I want him to go out on a high because he is United.
Yeah. Oh, it would be sad if he just kind of petered out and then left for like a few million and went out to play in like Dubai or something like that. I couldn't bear it.
It would be sad. I mean, I don't think he'll do that. I don't think he'll leave this summer either. I think he will stay on. I think he's very comfortable at Manchester United, and that was probably the problem earlier on in the season. Obviously, he's not the same player that he was 5, 6, 7 years ago. So he's going to be different. A lot of centre forwards have struggled under Louis van Gaal's system, but I feel the problem earlier in the season was his performances, his all-round performances, not just the fact that he wasn't scoring goals. With Wayne Rooney, when he hasn't scored goals in the past, you'd always get a performance from him. And I felt this season, and definitely in the last 18 months, more often than not, we weren't getting performances from Wayne Rooney. Now, at the beginning of the season, you can say, look, stick with him, he'll come good, it's just the start of the season. And that's how I felt at the beginning of the season. But then you're watching it week in, week out, and it just grows really frustrating watching this player fall into his shell and drop deeper and deeper and deeper with the ball and not really doing anything. But since the turn of the year, he seems to have found his confidence again.
He's definitely...
His goal, when that goal with the flick, like that was a natural instinct goal. His goal the other day.
It was a hard finish.
Yeah.
His
goal the other day, natural
skill is
instinct,
still there.
smash it in. Against Newcastle, that was the old Wayne Rooney. And I think it's good to see him playing off instinct rather than everything's very methodical under Louis van Gaal. And I don't think we get the ball in behind defences enough anyway. And when the ball's coming to him with his back to goal, his first touch hasn't been good enough. So I don't think Wayne Rooney's ever going to be the player he was. He's a man. I know Steve don't agree, but then his definition of the word legend is probably different. But personally, I do think he's a legend at Manchester United.
Right. Well,
although he might not be a fan favourite, which is a bit of a difference. I mean, Roy Keane he had some tricky difficulties over a contract at one point where he was threatening to go Valencia if he didn't get more money, if I remember correctly. So these things happen.
Right, well, I'm going to have to rush you along, and we're going to have to talk about the starting 11s. What do you guys predict? What do you think is going to happen?
I reckon the back four is essentially going to pick itself now. I'm not sure if Young's going to be out for any sort of length of time with the injury picked up at Anfield. And I think Varela deserves a shout. Obviously, I drive the Varela bandwagon. I do. I'm sat
I
on
fly the flag sometimes, Steve.
I know I do
bit of
drive the bandwagon for Varela, but I'm not going to select him in this instance. Although I do believe he should be given a chance. I'd like to see Darmian with Borthwick-Jackson because Borthwick-Jackson has impressed me. And what I don't think we get from Darmian when Darmian's played left back is any sort of threat when we're going forward. When Darmian's going to the byline, he does try and cross it with his left foot, which I like over Young because Young tries to cut inside and cross with his right foot.
Yeah.
But his crossing's just really inaccurate, and I don't remember Darmian ever creating anything from the left-hand side. It always just disappears into the crowd or it's too far. Borthwick-Jackson's been whipping in a couple of decent crosses with his left foot because he's a left-footed player. So I want to see Darmian on the right where I do think he can actually do something. Borthwick-Jackson on the left. It's got to be Blind Smalling as your defensive two. If Schweinsteiger's fit, he has to play. If he's not fit, then Herrera has to play alongside Schneiderlin. I don't want to see Marouane Fellaini in this midfield, in this starting 11,
So
maybe
who you
even
putting in
ever
instead?
again. That's just an absolute underlined, full stop, bold exclamation mark. Don't want to see Fellaini starting because he offers absolutely nothing. Now, people will say, oh, he created the goal for Wayne Rooney. Did he? Did he really? Did he really head it onto the bar knowing Rooney was in space?
Yes, he
to
did.
the side of him.
But
Behave yourself.
He wins every header, even if there's like 3 people
No,
around him.
No, he doesn't.
That's a
He won
myth.
3 out of 10 headers at weekend.
really?
Fellaini isn't
But
good.
don't- if you're going to come at me with stats, that's not fair.
Yeah. Oh, only if I bring the truth. I'm sorry. And then I think I'd like to see Wayne Rooney as the number 10. I would like to see us go with actual wingers, but we're not going to. So it's going to be Mata on the right. I want to see Marshall up front, and Memphis has got to start because when he's been coming off the bench, he looks fantastic. So for me, Memphis has got to start. Marshall needs to be up front, and Herrera's got to be in the midfield too with Schneiderlin.
You've
You
literally,
picked the same team, Gaz.
I'm proving it. I'm just proving it. We've literally picked bang on the same team, the exact same team we've picked.
He's too each other's own, man.
Honestly, we've not even been in touch with each other beforehand as well. I didn't think anyone would play Mata, but he put the ball in, didn't he, for Fellaini? Completely dispute what Steve said then. I think that Fellaini thought as he went up for that header, Rooney's not scored at Anfield for a while. I'm going to head this against the bar and set him up. What a player!
But you're not putting Fellaini in the starting 11.
How
Keep him
can
on the bench.
Fellaini? On a serious note, he can't play, can he? This game, the Newcastle game was a new level of crapness from him. Like I couldn't believe what I was watching, man. At times,
We're being too harsh on Fellaini.
I don't
He's
care,
brilliant.
man.
He wins every single header he's ever done. He's a
I feel
Manchester
sorry
United
for-
legend.
You know
I
what it
feel
is,
sorry
right?
for the guy in a way because 1, I feel sorry for him because he's not a midfielder, and 2, I feel sorry for him because he's not a Man United player.
Well, what
if
is
he's
he
playing,
then? If he's not a
he's
midfielder?
sort of an Everton player, maybe even an Aston Villa player. The state they're in at the minute, he'd actually help them out at the
Oh,
minute.
come on, mate.
He's
Don't
like,
say
and
that.
he'd
That's
be a
not very
great
nice.
player, and he'd be a fan favourite at a team like that. But he's come
Do
to
you know what my
United.
favourite Fellaini
not his
moment
thing.
was? My very
on.
favourite Fellaini
We're
moment was
talking
when he
about
picked it up
Fellaini so much.
on the edge of the box against Bayern Munich and just ran it into touch. That was
Oh,
my
that
favourite
was
Fellaini
amazing.
moment.
Yeah,
Meant
I've
to
seen
do
that.
that.
My favourite one was in the under-21s when he absolutely smashed someone with his elbows.
Mac,
Kid was like 16 years old and like Fellaini just took him out like, yeah,
Mac.
get up, bitch.
how do I stop you
not
guys
live.
talking? Mac, what would be your difference to the starting 11?
Well,
Why, this is going to be half an hour.
personally, I'd start Fellaini.
Oh, what?
Yeah, right.
Nah, I wouldn't. But I don't. As you say, I don't think it's fair to abuse the lad. You know what I mean? Sometimes I think he's made an easy scapegoat, but that's because he's absolute shite when he plays at times. And I think I feel sorry for him at times because he plays in a central midfield position, trying to dictate a game. This is Fellaini we're talking about. You know what I mean?
So
you
you're being
can't
nice to him,
dictate a
but you
game.
still
So what
think
are we trying to get out of
bad.
him? When he played for Everton and he caused us problems, he used to be a big aerial presence with his back to goal, flick-ons, headers, all this stuff. We don't use him for that. And when the ball does go up to him now, he ducks out of the way of headers and stuff. And you're thinking, what's the point? If you're not there for your height and your aerial presence and you can't dictate the play from centre midfield, why are you here? And I just can't understand why he keeps starting. But
Why are you here?
Okay, so the
say that
general
with all
opinion
due
seems to
respect.
be we don't want Fellaini anywhere near the squad, even though Matt quite likes him. What
He's
we're
going to score a
going
hat
to
trick
do
now.
is we'll finish off, we'll combine the opposition and predictions, because we've been talking for quite a while. What do you think will be the result? Any key danger men for Southampton? Let's get a prediction. Whoever's right wins a new car.
Oh, which type of car?
Mondeo.
Brilliant. 2-0 United, no, actually, I'll say 2-1 United. Marnie will score their goal and we'll bid 50 million for him the next day.
Okay. Housen, what do you think will happen?
Very similar again to Gaz, actually. I think Mane is the big threat for them. He's so pacey, so tricky, liable to hit us on the break as we're likely to have so much possession, push so far forward. He is the danger man for them. I do think it's probably going to be 2-1 as well. Really tight game, but I do think we're going to come through it.
Cool. And what about you, Mac?
3-0 United.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that optimism or you think it's going to happen?
There's a lot of confidence after Anfield, and I know our performance wasn't very good.
You say why we were crap.
No, listen.
Only in your little part of the screen, mate.
Listen to me. Yeah. Like the fans coming out of that ground, yeah. It was like a party. And I think that could rub off on Saturday. The first 10 to 15 minutes of the game, the fans will be positive and they'll be up for it. And if we can get an early goal, then the confidence will roll. Trust me, man. We're going to get a first half goal. We're going to win 3-0. And then, I'm not going to say the next line.
I'm going to put a bet on
Well, then
0-0
50 million for
half-time.
Mane still.
If we score a first half goal, not a chance. Can't see
Shut
it.
up, guys.
Right, well, we'll see. If it happens 3-0, we all owe Mac £10.
Oh, how has
I don't
this
wanna do that.
happened?
I don't know. They've let me host it. It's all gone wrong. That's what's happened. So that is it. That is the Southampton preview. Put your comments below. Let us know what you think. Is there anything else I need to do here, guys?
No, I don't think so. I think you did a really good job there, Ian. Well done.
done,
Thanks,
Ian.
mate.
Welcome to Full-Time Devils. I'm Adam McCullough. Today we are at the News UK building as we are special guests on the Dream Team FC podcast.